Sitaram Shakti. This is the one and the only Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. I want to say it's a pleasure and honor to have you locked on as we play the songs of the Divine Devi and we bring you teachings of the Divine Mother on this very auspicious Sunday morning. On today's Shakti Sundays, we'll be focusing our discourse on the power and the intricacies of the Tabiz, or as some refer to it as the guide. We will be exploring how and when to wear your Tabiz, how to preserve the power of the Tabiz, why the Tabiz works sometimes and fails to work in other cases. We'll be discussing the most powerful of Tabizes an individual may use. So it is indeed a discourse that focuses on all you need to know about the power and the intricacies of the Tabiz. I want to begin in the first place by saying Sitaram Om Shakti to Rita Dolly. I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti to Indira Molai. I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti to Ramona and family. I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti to all those watching in Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, the various Caribbean islands. I want to say Sitaram and Pranam to all those watching in Canada, the United States of America, the Mauritius, South Africa and elsewhere. Wherever you're locking in from, I want to say, may the Divine Devi shower her grace in your life today. Do me one favor in the first place. Share this link across your Facebook as we speak today about the power and the intricacies of the Tabiz. I additionally want to say pranam to Debbie. I want to say pranam and good morning to my sister Vanny. I want to say pranam and good morning to Nitram Gunput and family. I additionally would like to take this opportunity to pause and say pranam and blessings of the Divine Devi to all those watching at the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York. In particular, I want to extend greetings and say pranam to Jerry Kabardas G2 and Grandma Rose. Once again, do me one favor, share this link across your Facebook. I want to say Sitaram and good morning to Guyana. That is Sukdeo, Basdeo and family. I want to say Panam and good morning to all those watching in Florida. In particular, I want to extend greetings to Nandi Singh and family from Florida. I want to say Panam and good morning to Shirley Lochen as well. This bhajan is done by Florida's melodious voice. This bhajan is in glorification of Lord Ram, and it is indeed done by Ariana Takardine. About an outcome, whether that is to help the individual financially, to help the individual in terms of their medical situation, or more broadly, to bring about a very, very particular blessing or spiritual outcome. So it's a medal, and inside of it has various ingredients, various prayers, various diagrams that help to bring about a particular outcome spiritually. It is either worn on the neck of the individual, worn on the waist of an individual, worn on the hand of an individual, or at times, and for particular tabijis, they simply have to be kept on the person. There are various types of tabijis. For example, and in most cases, an individual will get a tabiz for the purposes of Shanti, or a tabiz that falls in the category of Shanti. The word Shanti, as you may know, refers to peace. So a devotee may get a tabiz to bring about peace or a peaceful outcome in terms of their life. And under this category of tabiz, it falls these different cases. For example, you're afflicted by negative energies, ghosts, spirits, bhoot, jinn. The tabiz would provide a protection against these forces. Or alternatively, the tabiz would remove these forces if they have afflicted your body. So one may get a tabiz for the purposes of protection from evil entities, as well as to free them if they are afflicted by negative energies and these different spiritual beings such as jinn and boot and pisach and etc. Secondly, there are tabijs that we could say that fall under the category of wealth accumulation or finances. That is, the individual wears them to help them to accumulate wealth and money if they're having a very, very challenging time in terms of their business, in terms of progressing their job. There are tabijs in reference to wealth accumulation, in reference to progression to an individual's career. So that is another category of tabij. We have a category of tabij called Yuchantan. And Yuchantan basically means to divide or basically to keep away. In this case, we are speaking about tabijs for the purposes of keeping away your enemies. That is, if someone consistently is causing problems in your life, someone's constantly working, negative spiritual works in your life, or as we say in our culture, someone keeps working obia on you. There are tabijs called Yuchantan for the purpose of keeping those individuals away so that they may not have the capacity to do these works and fulfill, what's required to do these negative spiritual works. So that's another category of tabij. So to put it very, very simply for you to have the understanding and to put it in summary, we have three categories of tabij. One is Shanti. That refers to peace. That is for those affected by evil spirits, for those affected by medical problems and etc. We have a second one in reference to wealth accumulation and progress in individuals' career or business. And thirdly, we have Yuchantant. Yuchantant is just simply keep away from, enemies, keep away from certain people. So broadly speaking, there are three types of tabijs. There are of course more, and we can discuss more into depth. But I just want to simply give you an overview so you have a good understanding. A general understanding, you get the gist of what I'm saying. As we go along in the program, we will discuss further about the power of the tabij and the intricacies of this tabij. In the meantime, I do want to say pranam and good morning to Debbie Algu.
तेरे बोल में मैया तेरी जय जयकार, मैया तेरी जय जयकार, मैया तेरी जय जयकार।
So once again, if you just locked on, I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti Vanakam and welcome to Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. It is my distinct honor to have you locked on as we play the songs of the Divine Devi. And if I happen to miss your name or greeting, I do humbly apologize. Of course, I do indeed appreciate you tuning in and supporting, of course. And as always, so now in this discourse, it comes to one of the most important questions, or the most important things you need to remember when you first wear your tabiz. And many people are unaware of this, or perhaps were never taught this, or perhaps never accumulated, the knowledge about this. However, when an individual has to wear the tabiz, there are two things in mind the individual must know. When you first wear it, ensure that you have fasted for a period of 3 days. Secondly, when you first wear your tabiz, it must be worn in the morning hours. Do not go about wearing your tabiz for the first time in the evening or at night or whatever it may be. But rather the tabiz, when worn for the first time, must be worn in the early morning hours. But why? Why is that the case? Why can't I just wear the tabiz whenever I like for the first time? Why do I have to keep fast and also for the first time only wear it in the morning hours? Well, the reason is quite simple. When you wear the tabiz for the first time, it has to calibrate, in essence, spiritually with you. It has to make that connection with you. And you want that tabiz to have the most power, to be the most conducive for your causes and for your case. You want it to calibrate properly. So that is why when an individual, when a devotee has to wear the tabiz for the first time, they should fast for at least a period of 3 days. And when they are about to wear the tabiz, it must be only in the early morning hours, so that the tabiz may calibrate and may confer the most significant power it has to the devotee. So this is for you to have the understanding.
शक्तिये अम्मा देवी शक्तिये देवी शक्तिये अम्मा देवी शक्तिये செம்மையானவள் தேவி சிகமுமானவள் அம்மையானவள் அன்பு தந்தையானவள் செம்மையானவள் தேவி சிகமுமானவள் அம்மையானவள் அன்பு தந்தையானவள் இம்மையானவள் தேவி இன்பமானவள் இம்மையானவள் தேவி இன்பமானவள் மும்மையானவள் என்றும் முழுமை சக்தியே மும்மையானவள் என்றும் முழுமை சக்தியே அம்மா தேவி சக்தியே அம்மா தேவி சக்தியே தேவி சக்தியே அம்மா தேவி சக்தியே
I want to say good morning and pranam to Doris Diaram. I want to say pranam and good morning to Naz Yusuf as well. So as we continue onwards with our discussion for today, how does the devotee preserve the power of the Tabiz? When you have a Tabiz, how do you preserve its power? Because yes, the Tabiz contains certain prayers, certain ingredients, certain diagrams and etc. to give that spiritual benefit. But the onus is also on the devotee to maintain that spiritual power as well. There are instances in which the devotee would be advised to remove the Tabiz to ensure the power of the Tabiz continues and is preserved. So first and foremost, if an individual is engaged in particular personal relations, let's just put it as personal or intimate relations, the devotee is advised to remove their Tabiz. That is because if you were to wear the Tabiz in that particular instance, the power of the Tabiz would be reduced. Because of the energies, the certain types of energies involved, it would dull the energy of the Tabiz. When it comes to the Tabiz, the devotee is advised to stay away from beef and pork. And it is particularly the case that one who wears a Tabiz should stay away from beef. Because as you know, as I have said so many times on this program, in our spirituality, we believe that to consume beef is one of the gravest violations. And what would happen? To go into a little bit deep details, what would happen if an individual wore a Tabiz and had knowingly, the word is knowingly, consumed beef? What would happen to the Tabiz? The Tabiz would burst or break apart as soon as they're about to consume that beef. the tabiz will break apart. And what I'm telling you here is not any fictional story. It is not any just made up story or a little nice thing I read in some book or whatever. In the experiences of devotees, I can tell you that when an individual consumes beef while wearing the tabiz will burst. Break apart. Even though that tabiz might have been screwed on very firmly and very well, it'll break apart. With a very, very strong force. So for you to have the understanding, while wearing the tabiz to preserve its power, devotees are advised to avoid beef and pork. Now, in the case that if you unknowingly consume something that has beef or pork or some kind of byproduct or whatever it is, the tabiz doesn't break, but simply the power is reduced a little. But if you knowingly consume beef or pork while wearing the tabiz, that is a different story. And that tabiz will break apart. So as a piece of advice, in the instances where you are unsure if something contains beef or pork, of course, first and foremost, you should try to research, try to look in, try to ask questions to ascertain if something contains beef or pork and etc. before you go about consuming it. But in the instances where that is not possible, it would be advised to remove your tabiz before going about to consume certain things if you're unsure if they have the ingredient of beef and pork. Where there is uncertainty on what you're going to consume, it would be advised to remove that tabiz. Because there are cases where you might be going about to consume something and you know it's whatever it is. It's been contaminated with beef or pork, or someone had contact with beef and pork and you know they prepared your food and etc. So a general rule for you to know, in any case that you think that you're unsure, you believe that there may be cross-contamination when it comes to your consuming some type of food and etc., it is advised that you remove your tabiz. We can try to do research about, you know, what the ingredients of, you know, particular foods are and etc. And make a sincere effort to avoid these things. But in today's world, there's so much cross-contamination. Sometimes, you know, you go to the store and you buy something, and that same facility that manufactures that item you bought manufactures also in other products that contain beef and pork. And because they're using the same sort of machines and everything, there's cross-contamination. Right? So these are all instances where you would be advised to remove your tabiz. I want to say pranam and good morning to my grandpa Beta and grandma Chitra, listening in Letikeni, Guyana. I also want to say pranam to Doris Diorama. The next song was requested by Pinky Sugrim and family. And indeed, wishing all of them the divine Devi's blessings. Say pranam to Devi Manohar. I additionally would like to say pranam and good morning to Wendy Tackerdine and indeed the entire Tackerdine family. We're gonna play this bhajan back from the top. This bhajan is in glorification of the Divine Mother, and it is done by Ariana Tackerdine and Terence Sukbir. glorification of the Divine Mother.
तू ही परमेश्वरी सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार तू ही लक्ष्मी तू ही सरस्वती
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 मन में का उजियार ओ माता मन में का उजियार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार
तू ही जगमाता तू ही विघ्नाता
तू ही जगमाता तू ही विघ्नाता
तू ही जगमाता तू ही विघ्नाता
जगत में सबका आधार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता
As we continue onwards with our discourse for today, I want to just preface this and say, whatever you as the individual choose to consume, that's your business. And you'll be accountable for that. However, as we speak about preserving the power of the Tabiz, how does a devotee preserve the power of their Tabiz? I would advise all devotees to stop consuming Popeyes. Stop consuming products from Popeyes. Because all of their products are fried in beef terror. By consuming such items, the power of the Tabiz is reduced. I would advise as well the devotee against consuming fries from McDonald's. Because once again, the fries from McDonald's are cooked in beef terror, which reduces the power of the Tabiz. Items such as ham, bacon, and the like, the devotee is advised to refrain from consuming such items because it reduces the power of the Tabiz. So when an individual wears a Tabiz and wants to preserve the protection or preserve the spiritual benefits of the Tabiz, there are many things that devotee has to keep in mind. Because every time you consume beef or you consume pork, unknowingly, it reduces the power of your Tabiz. And as I've mentioned earlier on in the program, if you knowingly consume an item containing beef while wearing your tabiz. The tabiz will burst on you. It will break apart right on you. This one is dedicated to Maria Madavia.
ಸಮಯಪೂರ ಮಾರಿಯಮ್ಮ ತಾಯೇ ಸಮಯಪೂರ ಮಾರಿಯಮ್ಮ ನೀ ಕಟಲಿಗೆ ವಾರುಮಮ್ಮ
संगनी बाबा आओ मेरे धी बाबा आओ मेरे धी बाबा आओ आओ संगनी बाबा आओ मेरे धी बाबा आओ मेरे धी बाबा आओ महाराज आओ मेरे स्वामी आओ महाराज आओ मेरे स्वामी और पूजा करो बाबा आओ मेरे संगनी बाबा आओ संगनी बाबा
So of course, the Tabiz is very powerful in terms of protecting the devotee from evil afflictions, freeing the devotee's body from ghosts and spirits and the influence of jinn. And for you to have the understanding as well, when I use the term jinn, that is another type of negative entity. According to, an Islamic sort of understanding of, negative entities. But jinns are very, very can be very, very nasty beings. And affect individuals with insidious effects. But how do you know if a tabiz is powerful or not? This is a very, very complicated question. Is a tabiz powerful or not? One way to sort of observe if a tabiz is powerful or not, or the practitioner, right? The individual who gave you this tabiz. If they're, spiritually elevated or whatever. The way to know that is, does the tabiz break? Without consuming anything, out of the way or anything. But does the tabiz break? Because in this case, and I want you to listen to this part. If you have a tabiz for protection against black magic, protection against bhoot, preet, pisaj, and jinn, if you have a tabiz for that, an individual sends black magic your way, or as we say in our culture, works a little obi on you or whatever, sends spirit and bhoot and everything your way. The guide or the tabiz is supposed to neutralize these forces. For tabizes that are very, very powerful, and those who have exclusive knowledge about these tabizes, when an individual sends an evil work in reference to you, it should send it back to the individual. It should return. If someone sends obeah your way or does black magic to you, it should return that work back to them. For the most of powerful tabizes, they return the negative work to the sender. And for you to have a little understanding about this and to kind of rationalize this, right? To kind of understand this, kind of rationalize this, If someone gives you a highly inappropriate gift, if someone gives you a highly inappropriate gift, do you have to accept it? Or rather, instead, you can give it back to them. So when we speak on that particular tabiz, the protective tabiz that sends back the black magic to the individual who sent it to you, the protective tabiz that if an individual sends a spirit to cause harm in your life, it sends that same spirit back to them to cause harm in their life. There is nothing morally wrong with that. Because if someone sends you a gift that is highly inappropriate and you give it back to them and you say you take it back, I do not want this. There's nothing impermissible about that. So this is for you to have the understanding a little bit about Tabiz and a little bit about some of the very, very highly powerful Tabizes. And it also comes back to one point as well. We live in a world today where the minute people see you rise, jealousy grows. We live in a world today where negative energies such as Bhoot, Preet, and Pisaj, it's someone who has sent it their way. It's some envy. And that's just how the guide works. And as I've discussed, there's nothing immoral. There's nothing wrong about that. And then we'll bring this program to a close.
Krishna Hare Krishna